It's been a wonderful week after the British Grand Prix, enjoying the moments of the season. There is going to be a long break. Coming back, we're expecting better racing and we're expecting some teams to catch up, and we expect teams like Red Bull to start rebuilding after ousting Christian Horner from his major role as the CEO and team principal and other roles he's been holding. We all deserve congratulations to Laurent Mekies. Fast forward, what happens to Max Verstappen? Dominance or his opportunity or his chances to be a fifth-time champion, even staying with Red Bull? A lot of speculations that his camp is part of those that pushed for Christian Horner to leave. And also, when you look at it, Christian Horner is somebody that is very charismatic and he wants to win. If Max Verstappen leaves for Mercedes, who will he be paired with? Like I've said, he'll be paired with Kimi Antonelli, not George Russell. I think George Russell has tried everything because he knew Mercedes have been approaching Max Verstappen this year or late since last year, and he's been marketing himself that he has beaten a 7-time world champion, he's better, he's this, he's that. He needs to check his numbers and he needs to check what he's doing because he's demarketing himself. The future really lies in the hands of the people that have the tools, the materials to win. And where will he go to if he leaves Mercedes? Probably the destination looks like Red Bull, but I think Red Bull are having a high on Piastri. Why are they looking at Piastri rather than looking at George Russell? Because they can see a winner, a feisty person in Oscar Piastri. That is just common sense. Or could George Russell go into the 12th team in F1? Now, FIA president has been pushing for a 12th team for Formula 1 and he's looking into the Chinese market. But will the Chinese be able to bring an F1 team? I doubt it, because majorly now the Chinese are looking more into the EV market. They are not looking into combustion engine market. The Chinese will look into Europe to look for a team in which they can back with their money. But there might be a 12th team because it keeps a balance, it makes it more interesting. But how would it shape up, especially in tracks like Monaco that have smaller pits and some other tracks like that? Well, it will be so funny, though more interesting, because there will be jam-packed paddock. And also, how will they be navigating? It will be crazy, and you don't want to miss it if there are 12 teams. And looking into the FIA, seriously, a lot of speculations have been coming up about FIA president, and it's not looking well for him. Now, Tim Mayer, the former FIA steward for F1, and he's been the son to a former McLaren co-founder, person of Teddy Mayer. He's 59-year-old and is an American, and he has accused the FIA president of a reign of terror. And he has said it in a press conference that he is totally going all out in December, that they should vote for him to contest against Ben Sulayem. And he said Ben Sulayem has given very beautiful speech for them to vote for him. Now, delivering those speeches has been pain in the ass because he could not deliver. He has just been misusing his power, and he has made FIA presidency look like a centralized power in which he used the power to deal with anybody he wants to deal with. During the week, immediately after the British Grand Prix, you know what Ben Sulayem did? He sent one of the Senate representatives of the British motorsport in person of Ben Cousins, who has been a supporter of Ben Sulayem himself and has been in the Senate of the FIA for 3.5 years. Ben Sulayem sent him away. He said does not need him again. Go, we don't need you. Why? Because the FIA body responsible for the financial oversight and governance structure, and he does not buy into his idea again. Told the guy, Oga, leave. We don't want no trouble. We don't want no drama. Hey, so those are the little things that a lot of people are complaining about him. That he's too autocratic, he's too despotic. I don't know him, but from what we've seen in F1, he has been too autocratic and too despotic. All those rules that he's just bringing, that don't make sense. This is a civilized environment. Like he said, he has been in sports. If he has been in sports, like he said, you understand that people get agitated. People, they can overreact to so many things, but you give them the opportunity to share their emotions, to react. You don't cage their emotions. A lot of people are now going against him. Only people that stands for him are really standing and believe he's not really looking good for him. And one other thing that I think Ben Sulayem has not been able to do is this: he has not opened the tentacles of FIA wings into covering the lower cadre clubs to see what is going on there. They should be looking into this so that the Africans can grow and we can see a better person in them. I think it is showing that there is still so much hate, racism in F1, especially in the way things are handled. And we need to be sincere with ourselves. Max is a great driver, a wonderful driver. driver. When they're talking about the top 3 drivers and they put Ayrton Senna, Schumacher and Max, and Lewis Hamilton is not there, I think it's highly disrespectful for a 7-time world champion that never won his championship by chance. He won it with hard work. This is somebody that got into F1 by the first race to second race. He has secured the podium. It took others a long time to do that. Yeah, you can say McLaren was the top team then. I disagree with you. McLaren was not the top team then. Renault was the top team when McLaren was there. Lewis Hamilton was a rookie. Teaming up with an experienced 2-time winner like Fernando Alonso and doing such great job, and it's not being reckoned with, and you are putting him aside and saying, oh, it's Max Verstappen, Schumacher and Ayrton Senna. I think and I will say it is disrespectful of him, and that means they don't respect the hard work he has done in F1 and how he has transformed F1, because I believe that Lewis Hamilton solely transformed the F1. I am not fully a Lewis Hamilton fan. I love all drivers and I speak for all drivers, but not this time that somebody should not be accorded the respect it deserves. And if you look at the community of the people saying it, go and look at them. They are all white, and I think it is bad, it is evil, it is demonic for you guys to be saying that and you don't put the respect that's out in front of the name of Lewis Hamilton for what he has done for F1, for the 7 championships, and how he was robbed in 2021. Yes, I will say that because up until last year, most people cannot say it. What happened in Dubai 2021, it looks like it is an holy grail of thing to say, because a lot of media houses were shut out about it, that they should not talk about what happened in 2021, and that is evil. If that is coming from the FIA, well, I think it does not speak well of the sport, and I think FIA can do better, especially for people of color. And I'm speaking of people of color because if we don't fight for it now, this will keep going in a long time. We don't have many people of color in the highest grade or highest cadre of F1 Sporting Council, and how will some races in America want to take part or be part of FIA when such things are happening? It is not done, and I think people should put some respect in it. These drivers have done great work. They have pushed themselves to be where they are. Look at what Nico Hülkenberg did in Britain. This is a driver with over 200 races, no podium, and he fought himself to secure a podium, and everybody knew Nico Hülkenberg is a very good driver. How many people will sit down today and say Lance Stroll, while he was a junior, he had been beating Max Verstappen, Carlos Sainz and the likes? Who remembers that? No. So all these things do not speak well of what is happening around some drivers. These guys are putting their work. It is the cars they are having at that point that is not working well. We can see in the onboard of the Ferrari, even when Lewis Hamilton was still with Mercedes, that the car was a shitty car. Lewis Hamilton and George Russell were driving their ass out of the car. If you look at the onboards very well, you see that car snaps, especially with a lot of oversteer and sometimes understeer, and by the time they are trying to correct, they lose the car. That was one of the reasons why himself and his teammate lost the opportunity to start on the front row at the British Grand Prix, and people don't see how hard these guys are working. Max Verstappen did a terrific job in that race. The Red Bull could have been the fastest car on the grid this season if Andre Newey had been there. The car is a good car, but the operating window is very low, and there are some tweaks I knew Andre Newey could have done to make that car perform better. And we need to look at all these things, all these status, to be sure that we know what we are saying, rather than giving glory to some drivers and not respecting the hard work that some drivers have really given. I think it is a show of shame on the side of so many people doing that, and the journalists, especially the media, should watch how they present themselves and they present these drivers, because history is for those that have shaped and really shaped the world. They have tried to cancel a lot of our history as black people, but you know the funny thing, we keep shining. We are who we are because we put up with a lot of rubbish and we put our hard work to make sure we are who we are, and that is why we keep striving and we are still strong and we are still doing what we are doing. And that is why most businesses are surviving in the world, because we as blacks, as Africans, are doing a terrific job to make sure the world works. But you know the funny thing, we may not be respected, but I respect you. I respect every black man out there and every white man. Yes, I respect you too, because you guys are doing terrific jobs. But we are one. We should not discriminate ourselves. We should just be a set of people that love each other, appreciate each other, and push for inclusion. So we do a mid-season review for the teams, for the drivers, but up until then, I love you guys. Bye. Cheers.